My goodness, expect a visit. Expect a visit, especially as you head into this lunar full moon eclipse in Pisces. I don't know if this visitor is physical. It feels more intangible, to be honest with you. It feels like there is an energy visiting you. There even could be, I'm hearing a lingering presence, some kind of remembrance, but literally shuffling even before we've opened the reading, we have the sun and the moon. So these are opposing forces. This is the physical and also the non-physical, and some kind of intercommunication that you're having between realms. It does feel as if there is something being illuminated to you during this time in regards to your soul's journey. And what is false and unaligned with that is beginning to fall away. And as this veil becomes thinner and thinner, and the human condition begins to lift, and you look at life through the lens of the soul, there is something divine that's weaving its way into your life. And it does feel like a visitor. It does feel like you're going to be visited. I don't know why that's coming up so strongly, but we're going to take a read on this. And I did pull one card prior, and it's the Lemurian Shaman. First and foremost, the astral travel messages. Listen to this, guys, right? So, in the astral realm, I was seeing basically a man who he was very ill and he had a crack in his head, and it was something to do with a parasite. And this represents thought forms that no longer serve you. Okay, again, anything that is unaligned with the soul's initial intentions when incarnating in this terrestrial plane, having a human experience, is going to be falling away. It is going to be dissolving during this time. And whatever needs to fall away will be illuminated to you. Okay, this is about a culmination point. It's about things that are brewing, and it feels like energies are brewing, and you are being surrounded right now by many, many forces. Anyway, there was a powerful fish that I was seeing. How in tune, that's how I knew this message was for today. There was a powerful fish, and it was kind of swimming, it was like swimming in this realm, but it wasn't used to this atmosphere, because it's not like it was underwater, but it was swimming within this different ether, right? It was swimming within this different kind of realm, and it basically had this power to heal. It was a fish that had the ability to heal, and it's really interesting that the Lemurian Shaman came out. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into that. You already know, but it created this webbing. Okay, the fish created this harmonic sacred geometry wherever it swam, and I'm seeing this being depicted as you. It was so in alignment. One thing that I saw when observing this fish, it was so in alignment with the natural laws of this universe. It was so in alignment with constant change, constant. I'm hearing flow. That constant change leads to you being in a flow state when it comes to soul growth. That leads to you evolving, okay? And I'm seeing you evolving to this next stage of consciousness, and this is what it feels like. In different planes of consciousness, there are different dimensional planes, which is about different frequencies that you're now accessing. And I feel like because you're attuning to a higher frequency right now, when it comes to the way that you think about your life on earth, the way that you feel about your life on earth, this is an embodiment, right? This is something internally. And you're now beginning to be acquainted with beings that occupy these dimensional fields. And that's why I feel like it's very strongly an energetic presence. Not sure what it is. It could be a guide that's coming forth during this time that's included into your field. It could be, I'm hearing like a release point, and then also a receiving point. Okay, and there's a really important essence around you being receptive in regards to this as well. I wasn't sure what this message was about, but as soon as we started, it's all making sense. Anyway, this fish was so powerful that these people were trying to figure out how to contain the power, so that it wouldn't leak, so that it wouldn't, what's the best way to say this, spread to places that maybe it wasn't going to be appreciated. They just wanted a way to kind of contain it. Okay, so they had this essence kind of under control, and what they decided to do was wrap it. They wrapped it in some kind of, it was like a blanket, it was like some kind of film of some kind, and they knew it was just too powerful to leave roaming around. So it's something that they had to kind of choose when to release, when to facilitate maybe other people. This could be about energetic boundaries, especially with Saturn back in Pisces. It's almost like the You know what this is? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's the veil between worlds becoming thinner, and I do feel like because you're about to be exposed to again, higher bandwidths of frequency, like you're a cell on a cellular level, right? You're an organism composed of many cells. On a cellular level, you're vibrating at a high octave, and because of that, you're now being exposed. Okay, you're being exposed to dimensional fields, which are just different frequencies. It's higher bandwidths of frequency light that you weren't able to see before, okay, because you were using your human eyes to look. Your primary antenna, when navigating multiple dimensions, right? Your multi-sensory perception system is your third eye, and it does feel like there's a third eye activation that's happening right now. I feel like that's what's going on, because Pisces is literally linked to 12th house essence, which is about your connection to the non-physical. It literally is about your connection to guides, a higher power. It's a spiritual aspect. It is a spirit. It's a kind of like a spirit guide. And they're showing me Jupiter in the 12th specifically, so you could have definitely got acquainted with your guides. It is almost like a guardian angel that's coming in and making itself known. This is very interesting because I'm seeing like the deep knowing and the sun, which is all about, this is basically some kind of being, whether you want to call it, it can be different for all of you. It could be a deity. We have the high priestess here at the base. You have the judgment heroes at the base as well. So this is definitely like a soul calling, and that's being deployed to assist you at this stage in your evolutionary journey. So we're going to try to depict what this is and see what it is. But eventually they did find a way to contain the power, and this could be literally about you having to really be grounded as you walk this world, because you're about to be met with experiences that are very much otherworldly. That's what it feels like. The veil is becoming thinner, and there could be information that you're receiving that's assisting you at this stage in your life, but this is about a co-creation, all right? Manifestations of your subconscious that are projected in your field, but they're encoded within you. So this is very, very specific. I want to dive into actually what this is. But yeah, the Lemurian Shaman, right? We'll go ahead and read the Lemurian Shaman. And again, the lesson for this eclipse is that it can feel overwhelming, right? Especially if this is something that's left unchecked. There is something around really getting grounded with the earth during this time so that you can feel, you know what it is? I'm seeing like a scene of someone who they're not really aware, right? Previously, they were exposed to, certain bandwidths of frequency light, and they could only see certain things, right? They could only look at it. And you know how you're always surrounded, like you're always surrounded by many beings that are stacked in these dimensional fields, all around you, always present, even when you think no one is watching. You're always being surrounded, and it feels like this is the first time you're going to be seeing that. I don't know what it is with the third eye awakening, but there's something huge, and they're here to assist you with this release, all right? And it feels like there is something medicinal that's arriving for you in some way, especially with the Lemurian Shaman. This could be a shaman essence. This could be, I'm hearing, guides that have been with you in past lives. You could be a past life shaman, perhaps, but there is something about you being really, really acquainted, okay, or getting acquainted. Right, let's go ahead and read this. So, shadow dissolving in the gaze of truth, going beyond fear, initiation. Yeah, it does feel like you're being initiated. Animal and plant guides. Okay, so you could be connecting with plants, you could be connecting with animals during this time. Pink dolphins, incredibly rare. Mirroring the soul self. I welcome the opportunity to look into the well of my unconscious. Let all be resolved now in the divine harmony and oneness. This is so beautiful because it literally feels like that. It feels like there is a well, right, that you're being exposed to, and there's like so many other beings that have been there, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing it's like the same place but different. Maybe you found yourself in the same place again, but you're realizing that you're not alone through this transition, not as alone as maybe you've previously felt. Okay, all right, so are you processing intense emotions? Well, of course you are during this time, right? We are in eclipse season. You have drawn this card because of what you were facing. Visit me deep inside the Lemurian forest and find peace within fear and compassion within hate. Receive the healing message of the divine through me, the Lemurian Shaman. So this is definitely a shamanic energy. Yeah, as you embark on your journey, head for those parts of the forest that look the darkest. There isn't a realistic danger because the dark is a projection of your own fears. You are invited to willingly go in this direction, even if you shudder at times. So, this is a guide coming in to teach you to become greater than your mind, to become greater than your fear, to become greater than the physical vessel, and to attune into higher octaves. And it literally feels like there is a domain that's opening up for you, and within this domain is an ecosystem of beings, and some of them could definitely be crossing over in the third density. Okay, plasma life forms that are part of a counterfeit earth and are crossing over and engaging with you in the third dimension. Now, I also see a lot of these guides manifesting in third dimensional forms. So this is like a plasma life form, all right, another spiritual being, sourced from the one plasma source, okay, and incarnating into a carbon-based life form and actually interacting and engaging with you. This could be, I'm hearing spirit moving through someone, okay? This could be a visitor in the physical, but I'm hearing, you know what it is? I don't know what kind of movie to use as an analogy for this, but it is like it's a guide maybe in disguise, or it's a light behind the face, you know, a light behind the mask. And there is something around do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some may have entertained angels unawares. And this is literally about maybe not even being aware of the important part that someone or something has to play in your life. And this could be a physical or non-physical being, all right? So, if your journey is difficult, turn to your animal guides. That could be, again, helping you embrace any kind of emotions if they do feel intense, so that you could feel the full spectrum, but then also begin to see the cosmos in, all right, there is a secret order to what it is I'm going through, even though it can feel kind of chaotic during this time. There is a cosmos within it, right? And what may appear to be disorderly, in regards to what is rising to the surface, it's rising to the surface to be purged and released during this time, okay? So that you can receive something. And this is, I feel like, some kind of perspective, but we'll take a look, right? It says, don't look away from the world, don't flee from yourself. You're about to discover your sovereignty over your mental/emotional process. Dear one, your fear is only a shadow, an illusion of the mind. It cannot withstand your gaze of truth, which shines light on it. Allow a deep integration by going into the well in dream time, by meditating deeply. Connect to nature, to the mother of plants, and to the tree of life to receive this blessing. I, Lemurian Shaman, thank you. Going through my initiation allows you to continue a path in peace and fearlessness. Wow. This feels like a retreat. This is what it feels like. I feel like you're being called to go inwards right now and retreat. There is something that you're about to meet, and it could be your own shadow, and you're being supported in regards to really being able to see it clearly and integrate. Okay, integrate that fear, understand the origin point of it. Let's see what it is, because it does feel like this is a meeting. I mean, with the high priestess again here at the base with the shaman energy, and Pluto, like this is something that your soul is definitely, you know, we even have deja vu here at the base with whale song resonating. So this is a different kind of, I'm hearing playback. Okay, this is like a moment that you're going to play back or come back to and focus on how pivotal this moment was. All right, let's see what this is. Let's see what the theme is. I have this in my hand, so let's see. The Lovers. Okay, now the Lovers also has come up reversed, and then you have the Six of Swords here at the base. So sacrifice. To sacrifice in etymology is to make something sacred once again. That means korban in Hebrew, which means something new is drawing near. So the energy is, as you sacrifice something, right, as you're being prepared to release something, something else is drawing near as a result of that. And the energy that's coming through, I don't know why they're showing me this, but it definitely is about your relationship with some type of ending. Okay, and it feels like you're ending a major chapter. Maybe it's ways that you've navigated through this existence, but it feels like you're ending a relationship in regards to the way that you used to navigate a situation, even if it's, I'm hearing, within the complex architecture of yourself, okay, and the relationship that you have to yourself in this vessel. And there is something about extending compassion to yourself and holding space. And the lovers is saying that there is a new timeline that's drawing near. Okay, there is a new timeline that's drawing near where you're, I feel like, stepping into a time where the universe is creating space for an event to be orchestrated, and there is magic that waits you in within that stillness. This is a choice point. Do you always do what is familiar, or especially if it leaves you feeling unfulfilled, or do something that now aligns with your soul's calling? Because again, we said the sacred is going to be weaving its way into your life during this time, and whatever is false will be dissolving. Whatever is false will be falling away. It will be dismantling during this time. And it feels like there's an old paradigm that's dissolving. It feels like the way that you used to see the world. It feels like the way that um you saw yourself in the world, that's dissolving. And there's a new vision that's coming through where you're actually seeing things very, very clearly, because this is about making a decision based off of integrity, walking in alignment and congruently with the soul's desires, not falling for the temptation of the physical realm, right? Which could be your comfort zone. It could be doing things that are the same, that lead to no real change. The lovers is an opportunity to enter into a point of divergence, to literally step into a new dimension, a new timeline, right? A new frequency within yourself where new stories get to play out. And there is something that you're sacrificing here. There's something that you're being called to release with the Six of Swords here at the base. This new beginning is also the beginning of the end, and you're feeling an end drawing near, and it feels like there is a guide that's drawing near as a result of that. Let's see what it is. Let's clarify the lovers for you. The Hierophant. This is sacred devotion. That's what this is, right? This is happening in Virgo season. What is Virgo? It's about being of service, the ways that you can be of service to the soul, and it's sacred devotion. This is somebody actually shifting the frameworks in which they view their reality. Okay, here we go. We've got face tracker on the Hierophant. So there is something that you have your eye on for sure. And then again, with the lovers here, this is about you devoting yourself to one path. You're devoting yourself to a new path. And this could be with the Hierophant, many things, it could be your philosophical beliefs have changed. A lot of this is to do with your belief systems. It is also to do with your faith, right? And your connection to a higher power. The Hierophant is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So that's what I mean. It's like you have this new timeline, you have this bridge where you realize you're not walking this journey alone. And it feels like there is this connecting point where you can retrieve information and anchor it from these other realms, okay, that you're visiting through altered states of consciousness. And it could be through deep meditation, it could be about you going inwards. But it's the quote specifically that says, "Those who look outside dream, those who look inside awaken." And you're not just in your dream, you're living in it, right? You're not just dreaming this experience into being, you're living in your dream. For example, can you imagine, right, we're so far from base reality. Let me just give you an analogy. Let's just say, like, you've created this Sims, all right? Does anyone love Sims, right? I haven't played it in years, but oh my gosh. I feel like the reason I really enjoyed it is because it feels real and it feels surreal. And it's like you get to be the architect of whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to build, whomever it is that you want to engage with. There is something around the intention that you have, okay? Just as you move through everyday life, right? And I'm hearing this often like mimics yourself, all right? It often mimics yourself. So I'm seeing cheat codes that you're being given right now for this reality. It just feels like a level of like a quantum hack that's happening, and you're being prepared for literally a quantum leap, but that requires you to release everything that does not align with the highest expression of yourself. And what I was seeing was someone creating like this Sims game, right? This dreamland, but then they actually anchor into that terrestrial plane and they begin engaging in the world that they've just created for themselves, right? Boom, this is source playing in its own creation and you being a fractal of that infinite potential, right? All sourced from the same code, from the same wisdom. It's the binary code, right? The first one that broke off from the zero, but always has that interconnection. And this is about you existing in this, simulation, because it is an illusion of solidity, and you have this higher awareness, right? It's like you can zoom out and make conscious decisions in regards to what you want to do and if that aligns with this intention that you had to experience. And I'm seeing somebody like set themselves the intention, but when they incarnate into the Sims, it's like they do fall into an amnesia, and then they have to wake up to the fact that, okay, they did actually create this experience for themselves, and then they have to try to remember why. What was the intention? And it feels like your why, right? The two most important days are the ones that you descended onto Earth, right? Into this universe, and you had essentially been seeded into this, let's just say, experience, this gameplay experience. The second one is when you remember your why. And today, your why is being delivered to you. It does feel like the why is being illuminated. That's what's weaving its way back into your life. And I'm here, you're going to experience how it's already been weaved within you. You've already been encoded with this truth. And you're dismantling anything that is false. And that is what's falling away right now. That's what it feels like. I'm seeing like a guide come in, and it's like, takes this. I'm going to snatch this from you. Oh, there, that fear. Okay, let's take that now. Those belief systems. Okay, let's take them. Limiting systems. All right. Khalas. Right? Finished. No more. This is something, and it's not that it's going there, just out the door, but it's something that you're seeing and you're moving it kindly out the way. With the breath of kindness, you're blowing it away and you're realizing, okay, this is a version of myself that's always going to be there. That fear is always going to be there, but I'm leading with the soul. And this is the moment where my love for the soul's journey will guide my choices. The soul will guide my choices within this human experience and what is aligned with that why. That fear is something that's always going to inhabit me. It's always going to be a part of that, ecosystem. In this multidimensional realm, there's always going to be multiple frequencies and thoughts and emotions that we're filtering through. But I'm going to hold space for it, and I'm going to create space. That's what it feels like. This is the moment where you see a choice point. You're met with a choice point. Literally, you're met with the first splitting between, am I choosing fear? Am I choosing love? And the Hierophant is about you having a higher perspective of this in some way. Okay, let's go and see. I'm going to pull some, and this is a deep knowing. It could be something I'm hearing that I know I must do. New life. Look at this. You're being reborn. Okay, so you're being reborn and your life is going to mirror that. Okay, you're like rebuilding yourself in some way. Let me go ahead and read New Life for you. It's a very auspicious card. It feels like a rebirth literally is happening. Like, this could just be, yeah, breaking free of the shell of who you once were. Or who you had mistaken yourself to be. It's the moment you remember yourself as living in your own creation. Birth of new ideas, growth opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst and from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song. So this is the start of a new season for you. Okay, nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. New energy could be entering old relationships, maybe it's because you're changing the way that you're relating to others, and I'm hearing the part they play into the story of your life. And there could be new relationships that are going to be bursting during this time, and this even could be with your guides, right, and co-creations. But this is a time where you'll be able to connect with others, and it's very auspicious for partnerships of all forms. Okay, prosperity is, you have every reason to feel optimistic right now, because it's going to feel like everything is magically falling into place, and it's reminding you that abundance is always available to you. Delight, I'm hearing it's not just a choice, it's a lifestyle. So there's something about remembering yourself as an abundant being. So delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, works, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling upon you. So there's like a delicate opening that you're going through right now. That's what it feels like. But it requires release. It feels like you're confronting something today. You're confronting something, or you're met with something. The temple path. I'm telling you, the veil between worlds is very, very, very thin. Very thin. I'm going to read it. I wouldn't be surprised if like mediumship abilities are really coming online for you. Something is going on. This talks about the spiritual purpose and spiritual support that you have. Receiving this card represents your own spiritual evolution. The winding path leads you to a blessed temple and a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through right now is part of your soul's process. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction, and the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world. Your family members, your friends, angels, and guides, all the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you. Call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful life expanding time, so keep your mind in your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Following your higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways, and connecting with spirit and your higher self will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. It does feel like you're kind of meeting, your highest version of self. And again, with gamma perception, it's fifth dimensional consciousness, right? It's not a location. The new earth is not a location. The new earth emerges within you as you realize and recognize that this vessel is an extension of the earth, right? And as you relate to the earth in a higher frequency, right? Emotionally, you relate to your journey on earth from a different, level of awareness. You're able to, I'm hearing, have more compassion for yourself, right? In the soul's journey as it's navigating its way through this very, complex system. Handling many different kind of frequency of thoughts. I'm hearing frequency of sounds, of emotions, right? Emotions are frequencies. And this feels like a sea within itself, it feels like an ocean within itself, right? We have wormhole. This is a quantum leap. What did I tell you, right? This is a quantum leap. Literally, you're being prepared for a quantum leap. This is an initiation, okay? And something's going to be piquing your curiosity, because this is the moment where Neo followed the white rabbit within the Matrix, and the universe was speaking to him through everything around him, and he had to kind of decode what this intercommunication was telling him, right, through this cryptic symbology, right? Is this going to be messages in your dreams? Is this going to be messages in just through revelations or downloads? Unfolding of time. Entering a wormhole is a powerful shortcut. And this is a time warp, right? So it is far quicker than the time it would take us to do something conventionally. The wormhole is a portal itself and is the only way to travel faster than the speed of light. So this is something accelerating very, very rapidly. You're being prepared to accelerate very, very rapidly. But in order to do that, you can't really, for example, just imagine like the propellers of a helicopter. It's not really able to fly if there's a bunch of debris, right? Or branches that are stuck within these blades. This is almost like your Merkaba body, right? And with that complex geometric structure in the fish, this represents yourself, right? The healing is about the integration. It's about removing belief systems that have kind of stagnated the flow of life force. And what is life force? It's consciousness. It's also memory of who you are and the nature of this existence running. I'm hearing like fully through you, and I'm hearing that allows you to move full throttle in very specific directions. Because your why is your anchor, okay? So yeah, this talks about just like a board game where the dice can prompt us to move to later squares without needing to make all the steps. The wormhole changes the perception of time and leads us directly to the goal. If you realize that it was already you, that you are already it, and you're not seeking for something externally, right? Or an external version of yourself or your higher self, and you realize it's within you, it's an octave that you're being invited to attune into, how would that version of self respond, right? If you think about, for example, the most highest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, just envision it now. What does that version think about themselves every day when they wake up? What does that version of self do every day? Do they meditate? Do they make time to do that? Do they spend time to connect with their body? Do they spend time to really nourish themselves? What do they do? Like, what does this version of self do, and how can you do that now, right? There's only an illusion of separation there. There is something about your being called to embody an entirely new way of being, and that's why you have new life there. It's like the moment where you wake up but brand new. Okay, that's what it feels like. So enjoy the shortcut in time that can quickly bring a paradigm shift. What did I say earlier? I said the word paradigm shift. I don't remember when or where, but I know I said it for sure. This is a paradigm shift. It's a shift of perception that completely shifts and alters the way that you experience this reality. It's not that there's a new world, it's that you see the world differently. The world never changed. You did. The lens in which you view the world has shifted. That's what's going on. It feels like a dusting or a cleaning of your third eye. And I'm seeing the third eye activation card in this very specific deck as well. So let's pull one of these messages. And it's actually this card is on the front of the deck as well. So it's the cover of the book. So there could be the story of your life that, you're actually able to see clearly. The central sun. Having confidence in that vision as well. Having confidence in that vision. Your vision is opening up. Abundance downloads, regeneration, success, right? Feeling confident, having and it's funny because you have new information and end of a cycle. We literally said that this is the end of a cycle. Something that you're releasing is leading to an energetic shift. The Anunnaki light codes message is basically all about old energy being released. You have the Lemurian star seed seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. This card came out side by side by the third eye once before the last time that I read this energy. And it's very, very interesting. We have our Lemurian seed quartz right there. Okay, this is the one that I haven't actually showed you guys for those that read codes. Hold on. This is the one that I found in the crypt, or one of them. I have now 1, 2, 3. Right? So what is this? It's an angelic stone. I feel like there's a different kind of connection that you're having for sure. I do want to try and find the third eye specifically, but we'll go ahead and read this. This basically talks about your sensitivity during this time. It can feel like a blessing and a curse because you're literally about to be exposed to so much more. I feel like the domain that's opening up is the solar plexus and other beings that occupy, this very specific field. And you know what's funny? The central sun is actually the main dome that is the biggest portal into many different realities within many different universes. Okay, so it does feel like, I'll go ahead and read the central sun. Hold on. It is the main domain. So it feels like a intergalactic meeting, like an interdimensional meeting that's going on. And when I say that, it's like you're kind of seated with the version of yourself that is encoded within you that originates from for example, the reptilian or draconian constellation, right? And this archetypal manifestation of yourself exists within you, and it comes to the surface, and it's not something that you're just going to push out there, but it feels like an aspect of self that you're integrating, and you're like, you know what, I'm here. I know that you're here to protect me. I know in its highest good we will feel safe and secure, and when we do see an imminent danger and something that there's actually to be, we're actually here to be, fearful of, and there's actually a real threat, I know that you're here to protect me. But listen, we are no longer in a season of survival. We are stepping into a season of thriving. You can feel safe. You can feel secure within your body. I want you to feel safe in your body right now, okay? And it's like you're speaking, it's like you're looking at this version of self, you're speaking to this version of self that's connected to the amygdala, right? That fight or flight response that just wants to do. And I'm hearing it's unaligned action, and that action is actually something that charges, fear. All right, that's, I'm hearing it's a response, it's a fear response. That's what I'm seeing. And then you have like other higher octaves of yourself, right? You have many different octaves or dimensions of yourself. You have higher versions of yourself that, are able to kind of hold space and be compassionate and say, okay, we understand how this part of ourselves functions, right? We're able to observe it, we can acknowledge that it's there, but we're not choosing to. It feels like you're kind of parenting, you know what it is. I don't know how to explain it right now. Hold on, let me do this. The central sun. Okay, so regeneration. This is the solar being the main keyword, and all the planets orbit it. We use this journey to measure time, space, and even our birthday. The sun helps us to connect with our journey and see how far it is that we have come. It's just far enough to create the perfect conditions for Earth to be abundant with life. This is also known as Ra, right, the Egyptian deity. And this is about leaving the darkness and mystery of the night. It's clear that it had governance over life and light. So we learned early on that the sun was needed for us to survive and thrive. This is your connection to source. It's about your connection to the non-physical aspect of yourself. The sun is therefore a vital energetic vortex in the physical realm. But on a spiritual level, it's a portal of divine light that we connect with through the inner universe. It's a spiritual gateway representing the center of the multiverse. Again, this is like the main energetic dome, okay? A sacred energetic portal that irradiates infinite inspirational light. And this talks about the central sun is shining brightly in your life during this time. It's a time to regenerate. Tired and old sickly energy is being washed away, and it's peeling back and revealing a sacred, more aligned you, right? Which is not changing who you are at your core essence, the sun. Infinite potential. It's dismantling and discarding anything that has distorted your vision in the way that you see yourself. I'm seeing you look in a mirror right now. This is like a time of, really deep integration. And as you look in that mirror, you see a highly abundant being staring back at you for the first time. It's like you are seeing your eternal nature within this time, but also it being paradoxical because you're timeless, right? Your timeless consciousness is experiencing life on earth through this vessel. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. And I feel like I spoke about this in Dendra Temple as well with the central sun, for sure. But yeah, it's a portal that connects into other solar systems. So it feels like this is what's happening, right? And our sun within this solar system and this universe has had us manifest a very specific way. You're a combination of all these kind of different elements of yourself. So yeah, there's something around connecting with your plasma origins. Yeah, it's super beautiful. Yeah, this is a dome into different realms and realities. And it's magnetic, it's all powerful, and it's opening you up towards your light and supporting you as you express your own light in this lifetime. New ideas, opportunities, and experiences come easily to you at this time. Like the sun kissing the perfectly ripe soil seeds you have planted are being encouraged to grow. Realize that in order to go beyond your horizon, it's important for you to welcome energetic exchanges. When you help others, you let yourself be helped in return. And when you invest energy into your projects, you let them be invested into yourself. So yeah, depending on what this sun is made out of in these different kind of solar systems, there's different kind of chemical compounds that define what the organisms look like, right? This is about the different kind of archetypal manifestations of yourself. I'm hearing generated, actually, not just manifested, but generated through the natural laws of that environment, which is super interesting. And this is about your experience as an earthling, right, on Earth, but also as an interdimensional being, many other aspects and domains of yourself experiencing life on earth through you. So yeah, it is very, very interesting. It's like it's combining the star, right? Because the sun is not just a planet, it is a star in human form. So there is something that's being illuminated to you, right? There is it's almost like your power in this universe. So yeah, this is I feel like specifically like plasma life forms that you're being very like attuned to during this time, and many different other expressions of that are here to assist you, and they're here to assist you in your ascension when it comes to returning to your plasma like form. Okay, this is about the central sun literally being used as a portal, as a main domain for many beings to kind of travel in and out of and enter into different universes. And because of that, plasma life forms are part of this, like, again, counterpart earth, and they can phase in and out of these different dimensions, and it feels like there is someone or something, again, you're being met with something that's phasing into your experience and is assisting you when it comes to a level of transmutation that needs to take place, right, flushing out these old belief systems so that you can begin to, become plasma once again, right, tune into your plasma origins once again, tune into you being more non-physical once again. And this is highly conducive, it allows you to become highly charged and charge yourself. I'm hearing at a higher octave as well in the way that you move through this experience, and that higher charge is going to send out higher signals where you align with timelines that are in resonance with your current vibration, right? Because you will meet, I'm hearing, life where you are, not where you want to be. Because otherwise, if you want to be somewhere else other than the gift of the present moment and who it is that you are and who it is that you've remembered yourself to be during this time, child of light, well, then you're vibrating at the state of lack, right? You're vibrating in the absence of something, right? Instead of you remembering yourself as all and nothing simultaneously. So yeah, it's super, super interesting. Again, how you move this light through your body is also going to determine how effectively you're going to be able to create in this realm. So the central sun, for that reason, is something that I feel like you're learning to navigate through. It feels like there's a literally level of interstellar travel that's happening. And it's about all external factors in your world right now are turning you inwards today. It's turning you inwards to realize that the map to your cosmic origins lies within. And there are new networks, I'm hearing, that are cosmically aligned with you during this time. So, yeah, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. I feel like this is really interesting. It's a very, very interesting day indeed. It really, really is. Again, these could be moments of deja vu, Earth learning how to be human in the world, but not of it, right? Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. And you can see that magnetite crystal that's kind of encased all around them, which is the third eye. And then you have you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north, right? What is the true north? It's about the intention that you've set for yourself before this incarnation and remaining true to that, right? Embracing your weirdness. What is to be weird in etymology? Well, it's one who can control their fate and destiny. Call me weird all day, every day. Baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. I feel like you're growing into the most authentic expression of yourself as well, because I'm seeing that, like, I don't know if you guys have seen that meme with the guy in the crystal ball, and he's like, they said, oh, you're just going through like an awkward, weird phase, you'll grow out of it. And it's like me growing out of it. And it's like, it's just enhanced even more. So I feel like, yeah, you can't escape yourself. You have wait, postpone, pause, say no. So there could be maybe an aspect of yourself that you're saying no to, right? There could be something that you're kind of being seated to pause and reflect. And it's a moment of sacred recalibration. Okay. Right now, there's a sacred recalibration. We have the great gathering here at the base. Soul tribe, intuitive hits, it's all coming together. Yeah. Again, there's something around in that stillness. There is a great gathering happening. This could be a whole new journey, right? That you're embarking on mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All right, we're gonna get one last message. I wanna pull the Shaman's Dream Oracle message, of course, because we got the Lemurian Shaman, right? Deep diver, diving into a task. This is saying that what's calling you now is not on the surface, okay? You're being called to do something today that you have not done before. Now, it could just be sitting with yourself, right? And diving into a task basically talks about someone knowing the true value of their discovery, and no one else is really going to really understand until they see it play out in their life, in like very physical ways. But there is like an intangible gift. This is about a pearl being recovered as this person dives deep into themselves, something of great value. And pearls are formed through alchemy, right? They're formed from a moment of transmutation where you're kind of sitting with that discomfort, but out of it, you realize you are a filtration system. You realize that you are a being that's able to create something so valuable in experiences that may seem not valuable to the hurt self, right? But when you look at it through the lens of the healed self and you integrate the experience, you bring forth this beautiful pearl, and you bring it to the surface. And the gift of the pearl and the value of what you're going through right now is not because of what's going to occur in your life, but it's because of who you've become, right? And because of who you've become, your life is about to reflect that, and that is the moment the quantum leap happens. So yeah, I'm gonna love an Eva right there. Yeah, what are you guys up to during this time? Should we input something into the system? Let's see. Wormhole. What are you discovering? I'm thinking, should I ask you a question? Let's ask you a question. We have binary star and scintillation. This download was always waiting for you on your path, right? This is kind of it's a moment in space and time that's always been transversing you. This is like a moment basically that has been designed. Protoplanetary disk is about you being in an extremely fertile time. It talks about the birth of new planets where this rebirth would happen. It feels like, yeah, it's like a portal that you were always destined to step into. And it feels like this is about you stepping into the portal that is you. It's like stepping into the most powerful version of yourself. That's what it is. It's like you're actively embodying that. Okay, so let's do a question. And I want you guys to answer it in the playback or the description box down below. And the question is, how are you going to honor the fish's medicine? Okay, how are you going to honor this gift of medicine for you during this time? Are you going to do something that's ritualistic? Are you going to maybe express yourself through art? Are you guys going to be painting? Are you guys going to be creating? Are you going to pray? Are you going to, set an intention today? Is there like something that you want to consciously align yourself with when it comes to your connection to nature? What are you going to do specifically? Are you going to be journeying? Are you going to be, physically, metaphysically, energetically? Are you going to alter states of consciousness? Are you going to do hypnotherapy? Are you going to really set an intention when you go into the dream space today? What is it, right? Are you going to set an intention as you move through this lucid dream, right? Wake up. You said, right? Okay, what do you want to do with it? So, let me know, guys. Let me know what you're doing during this beautiful energetic opening. That's what it is, right? Okay, so I'll speak to you very soon. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. There will probably be a waiting list for October. Under the rare occasion that I open up spots in September, you guys will be the first to know. Also check out Water Spirit. This is a small family-owned business. If you guys are looking for some high-quality AA grade gemstones that you want to be able to wear as beautiful jewelry, we have why can't I think of the name right now? Moonstone, rainbow moonstone, as well as, that's really weird, lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli, these are all intuitive stones. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards otter sanctuaries. You have the beautiful otter there as well. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully. But yeah, they're beautiful. So yeah, I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. And yes, until next time, bye.